Morning, everyone. Hey, good to have you here, Heather. Very nice. Been talking this week a little bit about having our kids stay in bed at night and stay in bed in the morning. By the way, you are here at Mentoring Moments for Moms, and I'm Gail Anderson. Glad you're joining us. Really want to hear a bunch of stuff from you all on your kids. Today what we're going to talk about is, are your kids allowed free access to your bedroom? And I'd love to hear from you on that. Glad you joined us. Please go ahead and write in your comments so I can hear where you're at. Part of what we've talked about in the last few days with keeping your kids in their bed when they go to bed and not being called back, as well as staying in your room, staying in their room in the morning. Part of that is keeping mom and dad's bed as a sanctuary, mom and dad's bedroom, actually. So I do want to hear from you all on that. It's a question that may be somewhat controversial. I know my husband wrote a blog on this recently, and here's a couple of reasons why I would recommend it or how I would recommend doing it. And again, before we start into this today, as everybody's joining here, I just want to remind you, I'm here most weekdays. Can't always tell you what time, can't always tell you what I'll be talking about, but I do like being able to connect with you moms and to connect you with each other. Are your kids allowed free access to your bedroom? Let me hear from you today. Hi, yes they are. Okay, there are some advantages to that, but I want to recommend that maybe you think about a different way of thinking on this. If you like what I'm talking about, make sure you give me some hearts. Just tap your screen. And also, if you want to be able to share this with somebody, swipe to the right and you'll be able to share this broadcast with somebody else. Okay. First of all, I recommend that you teach your kids to knock before entering a room. This is really important, whether it's your bedroom, somebody else's bedroom, the bathroom. Hey, Summer, glad you're on here. Yes, but my little guys don't go in there without one of us. That is the key. Very good. I'm glad to hear that, Heather. That's awesome. I actually got caught on this while I was in California visiting my grandkids. I am so used to being in charge in my own home, going where I want to go, that I actually walked into one of the kids without knocking. And really funny because I know better, and it didn't bother them. It was just the fact that I realized, hey, these little kids are knocking before they walk in on me, and I'm forgetting to knock before I go into their room. And really, that's a courtesy that everybody should enjoy, especially married couples. Oh my gosh. I believe that's just part of the way it all works. That's how we have a family, is when we have a bedroom that is definitely, private. So I like to teach my kids that our room is off limits. Now, there's lots of exceptions to that. Go get me something. Can you bring this laundry in there? Can you go get my laundry basket from the closet? Of course, you've given them permission to go in there. No big deal. No big deal. But sometimes it's also a great place to have an in-depth discussion with one of your kids. Now, whether that be a disciplinary discussion or just a discussion you want to have privately with one of your kids, then your bedroom is a great place to have that. That's great. But you are inviting them into that room. They do not have free access. So again, I want to say knock before they enter, and you should do the same, especially with your teenage kids. Knock before you enter their room, their sanctuary, but also that they shouldn't go in there without permission. They shouldn't be going into your dresser. They shouldn't be going into your closet. They shouldn't be, rummaging through things. This should be your room. Now here's the big issue, and we're going to see how everybody feels about this. Part of what we've been talking about this week, of course, is getting your kids to stay in bed, not calling you back. That means you have time in the evening with your husband, and staying in bed in the morning. So here's something that would actually run in opposition to all that, and that is if you are allowing your kids to either sleep in your room or in your bed. Now, that is not something that we ever allowed. And of course, this is an opinion, and you may have a family bed, you may have your kids sleeping in your room, you may have a baby in your room in a bassinet. That, of course, is an exception. But I'm talking about when your kids are walking and talking and all of that. So all of this kind of goes together. But I want to present some other options to you if you do have kids in your room. You know, it would be really easy if a child is sick, throwing up at night, or you need to keep a watch on them, to have them in your room. But you know, there are other options. You could sleep on the floor in their room, or put them on the floor and you sleep in their bed. And again, that's probably splitting you and your wife, and that has disadvantages, but still, that's keeping your room as the sanctuary. Again, the discussions are a great reason to have kids in your room. And I will say that in the years I was homeschooling, one of the things I picked up, not in the beginning, but way far into my homeschooling process, was having a discipleship time with my kids in the morning. That was a wonderful time where I had private time to talk with them, where we talked through issues they were discovering. We talked about what they wanted me to be praying about for them, or things that were bothering them, family issues that we could work through. If you like what I'm talking about, give me some hearts, everybody, and go ahead and share what we're talking about with your friends. Okay, so that discipleship time, our bedroom was a great place to have that. I actually had a desk in my room, and so I'd have them come in, sit on the bed, and I would sit at the desk and we'd talk through, read books together, and talk about those books. It was a great time. So there are exceptions to having the kids in your room. Another reason that you may want to have kids in your room is to have a big slumber party. Great idea. How fun. Everybody get together and sleep together. But there are other places in the house, again, that you can do that. The living room, the family room, or the kids' bedroom. You can do it. You can have your party without actually having all the kids in your room. And again, this might not be something you agree with, but it is something that we did, and we are happy we did. We are very happy. So just think about some of these. You know, just challenge yourself a little bit. Just decide, okay, is this something I should reconsider? The advantages, I believe, far outweigh the little inconveniences that they are for your child. And again, the privacy and the space it creates for you and your husband as a couple and as individuals is so important. So this is just food for thought, just talking about your bedroom and how to keep that the sanctity of the bedroom. So again, I want to remind you that if you want to watch past scopes, the link to catch.me is in my profile. All of my scopes are being stored on there, so you can watch them anytime you want. This actual scope will stay on Periscope for 24 hours. And also encourage you to check out our blog, sign up to receive our email letters, and that's at KirbyAnderson.com. Also, the link is in my profile. So thanks for joining us. I would love to hear from you. Just give me some of the questions, issues you'd like to hear me address. Go ahead and email me through the website. That would be awesome. Hope you're all doing well, having fun with your kids. Make good choices today, everyone, and we'll see you soon.